Good morning and welcome to this edition of Inside Oakwood with Dr. Leslie Pollard. Again, we're talking about virtual Alumni Weekend 2021. And Dr. Pollard, I'm so excited and just ready to get into it. I just can't wait to see what's going to be happening this weekend.
I am too, Donna. I am too. I think this is going to be one of our most exciting and inspiring broadcasts, actually. It's going to be one of those. The word of the day, right? You and I usually, so let's get right into it. Word of the day. Since this is Alumni Weekend, one of my favorite all-time preachers is one of our former presidents, Dr. Benjamin Reeves. And I'll never forget being a student when he stood up and he read a text, because he was my homiletics teacher. And of course, you know, the student, the poor performance of the student is no reflection on the teacher, right? So let's keep that in mind. But he read this text, and this was the text, Joshua 4, and it's in honor of Alumni Weekend, Joshua 4:21-24. And he said to the people of Israel, when your children ask their fathers, I'm reading from I'm sorry, everybody, let me do better. When your children ask their fathers in times to come, what do these stones mean? Then you shall let your children know Israel passed over this Jordan on dry ground. And his play was on the dry ground. And the sermon was entitled In Miracle Territory. Isn't that beautiful?
Amen. Yes.
Yeah, in miracle territory. And every time I think about Oakwood University and the journey that our alums have had, we have to say honestly, we have tread on in miracle territory. The stories, the blessings that God has shared with us. I've often told my story of my mother's $501 bills in a rubber band, purchased a 4-year miraculous education for a student, for her student, her son, my mother. So in miracle territory, and that's where we are. And every time we come together for Alumni Weekend, we're actually celebrating all the miracles that God has performed in the lives of our people. There's a reason we attract 10,000 people to Alumni. You know, people around the country, they look, now this is bad. See, this is when my Black Italian part comes out, because now I'm talking with my hands, right? Right. So, but people from the other institutions, they say, what is it that brings alums back to Oakwood University in such profound numbers? And let me borrow Dr. Reeves's famous line, because they remember that they walked in miracle territory.
Wow.
They remember that, and they revisit that land of miracles. That's what we're talking about. Alumni Weekend is just wonderful, even though it's virtual. Now, I'm making a prediction. So I'm gonna be a prophet. Mr. Foster. I'm gonna be a prophet.
Okay.
April of 2022, we're coming together. The April 20.
Alrighty now.
I already had. Now my daughter, you know, she's with the younger set of alumni, Nick. My daughter, she's young attorney, Marcya. She says all her friends say they're buying 3 outfits because they've missed 3 years of alumni.
I like that idea. I like that a lot. Morning, afternoon.
Yeah. So let's get right into what I've said to her though is, could they just buy 1 outfit and give the money to the university for the other 2? Buy 1, but give 2. Yeah, okay. So anyway, so that's why we're here, Donna, and you can introduce all of our guests or have them introduce themselves. And we're going to have a wonderful conversation about virtual Alumni Weekend.
Yes, I'm excited. So we're going to go to Cheri first, so she can just kind of just open it up for us and let us know, you know, how this campus, this virtual campus Alumni Weekend is going to be happening today. Cheri?
Wow, it's so exciting. I mean, you know, as Oakwoodites, we rather gather together in person, but we're doing the best we can virtually because, as Dr. Pollard said, we are looking forward to the day when we can be together again and hug each other and talk about old times, you know, face to face, even if it's wearing masks, but let's just get together. We're just longing for those days. But there are several ways for alumni to engage virtually. And last year was, you know, an example. We had so many people online. So starting Thursday, we have our UNCF Gala. It's going to be virtual, 6:30 on Thursday. So the students are mainly this year hosting the whole show. So you'll be excited to see from different students. Instead of having different committee members or, you know, local leaders, we decided to go with our students and remind people how the whole campaign is about. It's raising money for student scholarships. And then there are several other ways that you can engage in Alumni Weekend. There's Friday night Vespers and Oakwood Honors. As you can see, I have the ambassadors on. We're honoring Take 6 and Coach James Roddy. So the ambassadors, tune in for that. You can engage all weekend. Emile will give you all the details about that, but mainly the engagement is through service, through fellowship and fun. I've got my great and what's the other one, Emile? I got distracted.
That's all right.
Giving.
Yes, giving. How could I forget that? Yes, and giving. We have the James Roddy Scholarship, Coach James Roddy Scholarship on Friday night. We'll be really pushing out that. And then all weekend long, give to what you want, but you'll hear more from Nick and others about the giving platforms. But go to give.oakwood.edu and just show your gratitude. Invest in the next generation of alumni, of the Oakwoodites, of our students going out to serve, departing to serve, as all of you have. So we're just excited. I can't wait to hear from everybody about the details.
I know, and I'm excited to hear about it too. So Emile Parker, you got to tell us, you know, how is this virtual alumni weekend going to happen? I mean, what is it going to look like? This is our second year actually doing a virtual alumni weekend. So I'm expecting it to be like, you know, a little bit more something. I don't know.
Well, our theme this year is recommitted, Oakwood forever. Recommitted to service, recommitted to Jesus, recommitted to giving, recommitted to volunteering, recommitted to expanding the Oakwood footprint where you are. And then Oakwood is forever in our hearts. So that's our theme. Then we're celebrating engagement of our alums through service, memories, having fun, and volunteering and giving. All of that is happening with our honor classes, which are the 6s and the 1s and the 6s. Oh my goodness, they have been in full engagement. It's just unbelievable. We have classes that have over 200 that are going to their Zoom meetings. It's just crazy insane. Excited about Friday night. Friday night is Chaplain Lindsay Sy. She's going to be our Friday night Vesper speaker. Then that will segue right into the Oakwood Honors. We are celebrating the 10-time Grammy Award winners, Take 6, and also our beloved Coach James Roddy. Just going to be a wonderful program hosted by none other than Jonathan Slocum.
All right now.
On Sabbath morning, we're going to have Sabbath school just before OUC, the University Church, at 9:30, delivered by the class of 01. And we have that president with us today. And then after Sabbath school, of course, OUC will have their Sabbath school, and then they will have their church service. And then at 3 o'clock, the Alumni Homecoming 2021 Divine Worship will begin. Our speaker is from that great class of 81, Dr. Jesse Wilson. He's gonna break bread. His sermon is the Passover party. You don't want to miss that. Nice. During Divine Worship service, we're going to have this huge honor class giving reveal. You don't want to miss that, ladies and gentlemen. That is going to give all of the giving of all 12 classes. It's going to be historic. Then on Sabbath, after Divine Worship, we have a special edition of Oaktown. You don't want to miss it. At 5 o'clock. Wow. Then after that is also Oakwood Honor Class Memories Program. We put together all the pictures, all the narration, the music of all 12 honor classes. That's a special one. So engagement through memory was one of those things. Some these pictures you've never seen before from all our honor classes, and some of them are pretty amazing. So after the Memories program is the Aeolians concert. Let me just give you a clue on the Aeolian concert.
Okay.
It's not going to be our current students, but a little mixture of Aeolians of different eras.
Oh.
So you don't want to miss that Aeolian concert. And then Saturday night fun will happen. Saturday night fun will happen at about 8:30. And that's going to be really where we're going to have the slam dunk, which is dedicated to James Roddy, his scholarship. Jeff Johnson is going to be our one of our commentators. And these are going to be alums versus current students. They're submitting 3 slam dunks, and we're going to have everybody vote on it through electronically. So then Alumni 360 is going to be happening too on Friday and on Sunday. So that's really, Alumni in the Box. Alumni in the Box. Alumni in the Box has already raised $11,000 in student scholarships.
Wow.
Hallelujah. A lot of the honor classes, they have their opportunity to get Alumni in the Box. We're going to take that until April 5th, the day after homecoming. That will be where that order will be finished. You will get those Alumni in the Boxes by graduation. I think that's pretty much all I had. I know I will miss something, but that's it.
Wow. You know, Emile, I said I was hoping that it would be a little extra something, but that was an extra huge, a lot of something. That's a lot going on. We're excited about that. It's going to be a wonderful weekend. It sounds like it's actually going to be face-to-face, but that's virtual. And that's amazing that we're able to be able to do such an engaging event like that. So let's hear from Marcya before we get to our alumni and alumnae for talking about their classes and how they're engaging as well. So Ms. Marcya, how can you add to this conversation and how everything is going to really work together?
So we're super excited to once again launch our Alumni 360 events. And this is a way that as alumni, you can give back and share and empower not only your former classmates, but the current students at Oakwood University and the future students at Oakwood University. So with Alumni 360, for those who aren't familiar with it, what happens is that each department and major come together with their alumni and their current students, and they have different programming. So the social work department, the biology majors, the chemistry majors, the theology majors, the history and political science alum, as myself is one. We are so excited. Each department hosts events. So this year we're virtual. And one of the events that I would like to talk about is what the history and political science is putting on this year. This year, we are putting on for the very first time a virtual mock trial.
Oh, wow.
A virtual mock trial. I am so excited. In the wake of 2020 and in the wake of 2021 in recent events, it's been really busy this year. Law and politics is what's on everybody's lips. So we're so excited to allow you to see how an actual criminal trial takes place. We're going to have a judge. We're going to have our students act as attorneys for prosecution and defense. We're going to have them act as witnesses. And then the extra plug, we're going to have actual attorneys serve as our jurors as well as the judges. And this will be a competition. We're super excited. The flyer is out. It's going to be on Zoom. You don't want to miss it. Our students have worked so hard and they're so good. I even said in practice, and I was judging them like we were in law school all together. So we're really excited. But that's just one event. There are a whole slew of events, and we have flyers for each of those. And we do this because our motto was enter to learn, depart to serve. And these 360 events are ways that we as alum can give back and pour into the Oakwood students, the next generation of alums, by showing them what it's like to be successful in their particular majors and in their particular fields, as well as showing mentorship, raising money for scholarships, and just pouring into them as we were poured into as students.
Wow, this is really amazing. That's so much. Where do we go to get all this information? We want to get a lineup of everything so we can know and pick and choose, make sure we're getting in where we want to be in. All right. Emile, can you tell us that again?
Yes, probably, I think about tomorrow morning. I think that's when we'll have it up. Alumni.oakwood.edu gives the full detail from start to finish, from Thursday to Sunday, of all the detailed events. Granted, we kind of went over overview with them, but that's where you can get all the schedule and just program your couch and your best chair and your chips.
Exactly.
You know, get all of that ready because it's a lot.
Exactly.
Add your Inside Oakwood weekly newsletter, electronic newsletter. Make sure you sign up for that if you haven't, and also through social media.
Right. So let's talk about these classes. You said they are amazing this year. 2001, the ones and sixes. These are the classes that are being honored this year. And we have a council chairman here, Nick Archer. We got to start with you. Tell us about how your involvement has looked like as we prepared and we're leading up to our Alumni Weekend.
Sure. So, you know, the Alumni Council has been engaged and really working with Emile and Cheri to spread the word, have groups involved in planning some of the events for alumni, contributing to our theme, recommendations for speakers and so forth. So it's been great to see the alumni, again, you know, really participating and playing a role in driving these events and coming back, obviously, for Alumni Weekend. I'm going to talk a little bit about engagement through giving. And that is absolutely a way that we as alumni can support our institution and the future students and alumni of Oakwood University. And we're really pushing this Ignite 10 campaign. It's an opportunity for every alumni to participate, to a $10 monthly pledge to the university, but not just giving, telling 10 others. I've been participating in the Ignite campaign for about 4 years now. I can tell you it always comes out. If you submit your credit card, you don't have to worry about that. It'll be there every month. But it's a way, you know, to, on an ongoing basis, really support the institution, its initiatives, and its students. And it's simple. We spend $10 on some DoorDash or Uber these days. If you think about it, it is just, maybe you decide to cook in one night a month, and you can be part of Ignite and really support our institution. So really pushing my fellow alumni to get involved with that campaign, and then tell 10 others. And it's a way for us to really support the institution.
So how do you feel this experience being, you know, a council chairman this year? Well, I don't even know if this is your second year doing this or not, but how does it feel? Do you feel like the giving and the support is growing more so even in this environment that we're in with COVID-19?
I mean, I think it's been a challenge. I mean, like so much else, you know, used to having the council meeting on site at the university. It's a great opportunity at the beginning of the year to kind of kick off and talk about planning, where the institution's going, and all of that, like everything else, has had to be done on Zoom. But, you know, we're finding ways to connect and share and push the message of the university, but also, you know, bring alumni together with this alumni council that's been formed, which is a great way for everyone to get involved, not just for Alumni Weekend, but, you know, in their local market or city with their fellow alumni.
Well, we're going to talk to some fellow alumni again. I know you're one too, but you're a council chairman. We have with us Mr. Stephen Foster, who is from the honors class of 76, and we also have Juleun Johnson from the honors class of 2001. So either one of you can respond. You know, we just want to know what this experience has been for you as one of the honors classes this year, and what kind of activities have you guys been involved with? Either one can start, it doesn't matter.
Well, I'll go ahead, and I'm just so excited to be able to be a part, and just so glad to be back on WJOU, the light of the Tennessee Valley. And it's exciting to be a part of the class of 2001. So what we decided for our class, since we were not able to gather in person this year, we have had a series of Friday night worship services. We've had 5 of them. Our last one concluded this past week. We had Pastor Stephen Gates, Dr. Vandion Griffin. We had Jaron Thurman Jeffrey. We had Melvin Warfield to preach, as well as Pastor Alfonso Green. So Dr. Pollard, we approached it from a three-phase approach. We had phase number one was we wanted to encourage one another in the Lord. And the second phase, we wanted to do something that will outlast us. And I want to encourage anybody who's watching or listening right now to give to Oakwood alumni. But if you want to do something special and have extra favor over your life, give to the class of 2001 endowment. We want extra favor on you today. So our endowment, Dr. Pollard and others, is for seniors who are graduating, who are trying to financially clear the last week of school. And so far, we've raised about almost $25,000 in just the past 3 weeks. So we are excited, we are engaged, and we are encouraged about what's happening. Last thing I'll say is that we also, the third phase, the first phase is worship, second phase is giving to our endowment, and the third phase is our business directory with the intention of offering internships to current Oakwood students. We want to infuse and engage our student population with opportunities. Please, thank you so much to everyone. We also had opportunity to honor our class. We put our information, our memorial videos and our tribute videos on the Oakwood alumni page. And we thank so much Dr. Pollard, Cheri, Emile, everyone. And as soon as you give, Oakwood says a thank you. So thank you so much for that. And thank you, Donna, for the time you shared today.
Well, you know what, I think you're trying to challenge some classes here, like the class of 76. So he's right here. Stephen Foster is here to respond to your challenge from the honors class of 76. Come on, Mr. Stephen Foster. He is also a member of the Board of Trustees, I understand, right?
Yes,
correct.
So,
listen, I think the class of 2001 might have gotten the idea of helping the seniors from us. I don't know, but we helped out the class of whatever the year this is, last year, clear. So I'm glad we kind of did a trailblazing thing for our younger counterparts.
Yeah,
we appreciate that. Mr. Parker asked us to emphasize engagement through fun. And that's kind of interesting because this is our 45th reunion.
Yeah.
So, it would seem like the old people, that wouldn't be our focus, but it seems like the older we get, the more determined or maybe the more desperate we are to have fun.
Mm-hmm.
And, we have really emphasized having fun along with our giving. We've made really big deals of our 10th, 20th, 30th, 40th, and now 45th reunions with Saturday night get-togethers and Sunday brunches and class shirts and what have you. And during this pandemic, we've had virtual gatherings in November and in January. In November, we had President Emeritus Calvin Rock as a surprise guest. He was our president during our matriculation, so we were able to, really honor him and had a good time with him. And then in January, we had as our special guest and honored Mr. Harry Swinton. I don't know if anybody's heard of him.
Yeah, definitely.
We had Mr. Harry Swinton, and we paid special tribute to him because the snack bar was such a central focus of our social activities then, and he was the pioneer of that, and he's just a great man, as we all know.
Amen.
And we also paid special tribute to Coach James Roddy during that January Zoom activity, and then we hearkened back to some of the household names of the 70s with some of our fun activities. We had our own version of Trivial Pursuit. We had Dr. Marcus Welby, MD. We actually had Dr. Keith Artis give us a lot of practical health advice during that period. We had a Siskel and Ebert movie review period where we had movie reviews and book reviews. We had an E.F. Hutton, everybody listens to E.F. Hutton's when they speak. And so we always have a lot of fun. A number of us have cruised together actually over the course of these 45 years, a number of times. And we just really want to applaud the Oakwood Alumni Relations Department and the council for maintaining, a sense of enthusiasm about Oakwood during these 2 years of the pandemic. This has been tough. Yes. Alumni Weekend, as Dr. Pollard has pointed out, is important from a celebratory standpoint, and it's important for us to see each other and to greet each other in the flesh. And we haven't been able to do that, but somehow the Alumni Relations Department and the council have maintained a sense of excitement about Alumni Weekend, which is no small feat. So those are just some of the things we'd like to share.
Well, as a board member, Board of Trustees member, how do you feel about this new way of getting the alumni and the classes together? It seems like the class of 76 and 2001 have really come up with some unique engagements. And do you feel like these will continue? Yeah,
well, we have had a burden for giving as a class to the institution since the beginning. We have, in fact, last year, I think the figure we got from Dr. Parker as of last week, we had given over $15,000 this year as a class with 30 participants. And of course, now we're not in our prime earning years as the class of 2001 is any longer. But we're hoping that we have helped set the pace, and that other classes will just exceed whatever we have done, and will continue to do so.
Amen. Amen. But I want to say, Donna, I thank Trustee Foster for his words, and I want to assure him that every dollar makes a difference. And we appreciate especially our earlier alums, like the class of, what was it, 76, right, Steve? Class of
70, the bicentennial class.
Yeah, you've been out 45 years. You know, they're 45. The best of their work years are in the rearview mirror at this point. And yet, out of the means that they've stored up, they still continue to give and to support students. And every student who gets a scholarship, we have them write a thank you letter. We say, because we want you to get into the habit of our students. We want you to have the habit of gratitude, because nothing's free. Nothing's free. So even when Juleun and his group will help students graduate and clear, remember, there's no such thing as free money. Somebody worked for this. And that's an important message to communicate and to make sure it gets out there. And I'm just so grateful, so very grateful to each of our alums.
Wonderful. Now before we leave there, let's go back and talk about how our listeners can get more information, get the details, and when they'll be able to get all that information, and how our listeners actually can give as well, Emile Parker, whether they are affiliated with the university or not. Can you share with us that again?
Yeah, give.oakwood.edu. You can choose everything from departmental giving to scholarships to capital campaign, to all types of items and causes that you may want to choose. This particular alumni homecoming, the big one, of course, is of Ignite 10. We feel that every alum should at least do $10 a month. And we're moving that slowly but surely to where it is the preferred way to give. If it's 120, if it's 300, if it's 600, or even 1,200, we celebrate all those dollars of systematic giving. And then, of course, the Alumni in the Box, it is just going like crazy. I have learned that some of our new donors have preferred to get something when they give. And so Alumni in the Box has been extremely successful, and we're going to take that to the day after homecoming.
Go ahead and share again how they can get that box. How do they get it?
How do you get it? You go to give.oakwood.edu, just type in box, and boom, you click and give.
Okay. Wow. Wonderful. You get something back. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, you do. Beautiful, beautiful box. The first pre-orders will actually be delivered during homecoming. The ones that are ordering now, the guarantee from our vendor is you will get it before Oakwood graduation.
And this is open to anybody. Do they have to be an alumni or a student?
No,
or
they
what?
don't. They
Okay,
don't. They
okay.
don't. And all the majority, significant part of those boxes go towards student scholarships. And that's what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen.
Wonderful. Dr. Pollard, this is going to be an exciting weekend. There's so much going on. I don't even know where
So
to
much.
get in plan.
So much going on, and we're so excited. And I want to just underscore what Mrs. Wilson and Mr. Parker have mentioned about your giving. Remember to all of our alums, remember, as you give directly to the university through your classes, we will make sure that you get tax deductible receipts and all of those things. But please understand that every foundation I shouldn't say every, many foundations that we apply to, one of the first questions they ask is, what percentage of your alumni give to the university? And so that becomes very, very important, a very strategic contribution that you're making in order to help the institution qualify. We submitted a grant to a foundation on Friday for $50,000. We just received another grant for $47,000. And each one of these makes a difference in the life of the university. So thank you for what you do. Thank you for giving directly to the university, increasing the percentage of donors that we can show and present to these major corporations, because they want to know, do the people on the ground actually support what you are doing? And we want to thank you for doing that. So, Ms. Wilson, thank you so much for the work that you're doing in coordinating all of our giving. www.oakwood.edu, click giving, and you'll be able to register your contribution with the university. So thank you for that, everybody. And we're excited, looking forward to the coming Alumni Weekend.
And did we want to give a website for the council? Did we give that out already, Nick Archer?
The actual, when you go to alumni.oakwood.edu, you will see and read all about the Alumni Council. That page is up and all the officers there.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being with us for this wonderful edition of Inside Oakwood with Dr. Leslie Pollard. Join us again on Thursday, where we will talk more about some things, and it's going to specifically be the Oakwood University Honors Convocation that's coming up on Thursday. Join us again for another edition of Inside Oakwood with Dr. Leslie Pollard and special guest. Bye-bye now. Y'all have a great day.